In this video, I'll walk you through how to set the work offsets on the SC-512L. Work offsets should only be set after your tools have already been measured and linked together. If you set a work offset too early, before your tools are linked properly, your offsets may be wrong and you increase the risk of crashing the machine. Work offsets are used when you want to update the part location. Tool offsets are used when you have a new tool or when you need to adjust the position of one individual tool. One important thing to understand is that on this lathe, the X position is shown in diameter, not radius. That means whenever you enter an X value, you should enter the full measured diameter of the stock, not half of it. If you measured your tools manually, you usually will not need to set the X work offset. But if you use the tool probe, then you will need to set the X work offset once. To do that, switch to a tool that has already been measured with the probe. Now place a piece of aluminum stock in the chuck. Open MDI, type M3 S750, then press Cycle Start. This will turn on the spindle at 750 revolutions per minute. Now take a light cut on the outside diameter of the stock. This gives you a clean surface and an exact diameter at the current X position. Once the cut is complete, retract only the Z-axis away from the stock. Do not move the X-axis. Now measure the diameter of the stock. Then go to the Control software and open the Work Offsets tab. In the Measured X Value section, type in the full measured diameter, then press Enter. Now click Set X Work Offset. The X digital readout should now show the same diameter you just entered. At that point, the X work offset is set, and the other linked tools will now reference that same X location. Now we need to set the Z work offset. This step is required whether you use the probe or measured tools manually. Take a tool that has already been measured and jog it up to the edge of the workpiece. This should be the actual stock you are about to run in your program. Setting the Z work offset using random stock will not help because the Z work offset tells the machine where the current part actually begins. Every time you load stock to a different length, you will need to set the Z work offset again so the program knows where the front edge of the stock is. Once the tool is at the edge of the stock, either touching or nearly touching it, go to the Work Offsets tab. In the Measured Z Value box, make sure it says 0, then press Enter. Now click Set Z Work Offset. The Z digital readout should now show 0. To confirm everything was set correctly, switch to some of your other measured tools. When you bring them near the front edge of the stock, the Z digital readout should read about 0. When you bring them near the outside diameter, the X digital readout should show about the correct stock diameter. If that looks right, then your linked tools and work offsets are working together correctly. You should not need to set the X work offset more than once unless you change computers, modify homing settings, or do a clean install of the software. The Z work offset will need to be updated based on where your part 0 is for the current job. If your program uses the front edge of the stock as Z0, then you will need to reset the Z work offset every time you load stock to a different length. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing for more setup guides, machining tips, and tutorials. If you have any questions or run into anything unexpected, send us an email at support@signcorecnc.com and we'll be happy to help. You can also check the description for helpful links, related videos, and additional setup resources. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.